Hello, 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 and welcome back. As you guys can see today, I have no one else with me. Unfortunately, Pushy is in India, and Avinash is tied up with some commitments. So you guys have me for the next how many ever minutes I'm going to do this podcast. I wanted to talk about three topics today. One, obviously, is going to be the Arsenal performance against those absolute literal scums. What a game. What an absolutely fantastic win for Arsenal. I do want to talk a little bit about the other results that went our way this weekend. Liverpool lost, City lost. Amazing. I hate Newcastle, but City losing is always a good thing. And I want to touch upon this one thing, which I've been thinking about for quite a while, where I want to talk about how rival fans for Arsenal, like they hate Arsenal so much that they're literally they're looking for anyone to challenge us, and their behavior just keeps changing every day. So let's quickly get into it. This is going to be a short video, but let's quickly get into it. And yeah, let's talk about a few things. Number one, let's talk about this absolutely brilliant Arsenal performance. Arsenal versus Tottenham. Arsenal win 4-1. Extremely comprehensive win for Arsenal. Couldn't have really asked for a better Sunday. Wow. Over 65% ball possession. I think 11 or 12 shots on target, restricting Tottenham to just a couple. And, well, they scored a goal, but yeah, who cares? You know, um, wasn't really, they weren't in the game at all. They came to defend, very, very obvious when they started off with a 3-5-2 formation, or 3-4-3 formation, however you want to look at it. They obviously came to defend, which is what Frank always does with the big teams. You could even see that, like, even when they were getting free kicks near the half line, their goalkeeper, Vicario, is the one coming to take those free kicks, lob the ball in, hope for a goal, and then sit back and defend. Which is why, if you see in the first 25, 30 minutes, apart from that one insane lob from Eze, which Declan Rice could have converted. It was a tough chance. We didn't really do much in the game, but once we opened them up with that beautiful, beautiful lob from Merino, and Trossard's goal, which hit Van de Ven's leg, I think, and went in, we completely we didn't look back. We completely dominated the game, and it was so beautiful to watch. And we had 8 shots on target. They had 2. We had like, what, 60% possession. They had 40. Overall, great game. One thing that pissed me off is the fact that while we scored 4 goals all from open play, we didn't have a set piece goal that we scored. We should have scored that. We should have had one set piece goal just to piss off the rival fans. It would have been fun, but anyway, I do want to spend 2 minutes to talk about Eberechi Eze. Let it all work out. Let it all work out. How does a team like Tottenham get screwed this much, man? I don't get it. Like, he screwed them over on the last day before signing for them, and then decided to sign for us. And then the one game that he absolutely decided to shine in and score, well, he should have had like 4 or 5 himself, was this game against Tottenham. Like, seriously, how pissed are Tottenham fans with Eberechi Eze right now? And they were so bitter about the whole thing. They brought up Javi Cements as, like, let it all work out sort of thing. They thought he was like going to be the next big thing, but he's absolutely dog shit. Now it's gotten so bad for Tottenham that they hate that guy right off the bat. He's been so poor. It's just so funny to watch that scum of a club get screwed this much. Cheers, Tottenham. It's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. What else can I say about that match? Every single one of them performed to their absolute best. I want to give a quick shout out to Hincapie, coming in, playing 26 minutes of Premier League football before this. I mean, I know he's played 50 games for his country and he's won the Bundesliga and all that, but who gives a shit about Bundesliga? It's the shittest league in the world. Hincapie comes in with 26 minutes of Premier League football, gets thrown into the deep end in such a big game where Arsenal absolutely needed to capitalize on the fact that Liverpool and City lost. And he was magnificent. Richarlison was pressing against him to try and get someone else into play, but he dealt with everything that came his way. Even that one goal that Tottenham scored just came off of an error from Zubi. Raya should learn because not to be off his line this much, because this happened even in the preseason friendly as well when we lost to Tottenham. They scored a similar goal, and he should really start learning how to make sure that this doesn't happen. But anyway, it's a small blip in what was an otherwise absolutely brilliant day. We already spoke about Eze being mind-blowing. Everyone else, like even Saka, should have had a goal. 3 amazing crosses into Vicario's goal, and To be fair with to Vicario, he did really well, but brilliant 4-1 win, 7 points clear. Wait, 6 points clear from Chelsea, and I think 7 clear from City. Liverpool, yeah, we're like 11 points ahead of them. Yeah, so 6 ahead of Chelsea, 7 ahead of City. Next coming weekend, we play against the second place team. We play against those Rent boys, so hopefully we trash them as well. It's going to be a tough game because I think it's away at the Bridge. So it's really going to be interesting to see where we end up and how we play. But we've got a huge Champions League midweek fixture with Bayern, where Bayern are coming to London. To be very honest, I don't really care about that much about us winning that game. We just need to make sure that everyone is fit. We rotate well for that game. Even if we lose it, it's fine. Obviously, I want us to win, but even if we lose it, it's fine as long as we go and trash those Rent boys at the weekend. Yeah, so that's it about Arsenal. I want to make this quick. But yeah, let it all work out. That's all we care about right now. 7 points clear, 7 points clear on the top of the table. We just need to maintain that momentum, and I think we should be good come the holiday period. I think with all the players coming back, it was great to see Noni on the pitch again. It was great to see Martinelli again fit. I love the fact that Ben White was on the bench, and it looks like Mr. Odegaard, our club captain, is also going to be back very soon. So all in all, really positive. Cool. Let's move on. Let's talk about Liverpool and Manchester City. At this point, you just have to say the W in Liverpool stands for winning. You just have to say it, right? 5 points clear on top of the table after 5 game weeks. Flawless in terms of win record, and then they've won 1 out of the last 7 games. And even that 7th game, if that stupid Unai Emery had listened to what Slot was telling about his own team's weakness, they would have played different rather than trying to play on the ground and getting the ball out. They shouldn't have lost that game, but anyway, who cares? Liverpool are in serious trouble. I just don't understand what is happening. I don't think the manager himself has a clue as to what to do with the team. It's just fun to watch, man. At this point, it's just really funny to see what's happening with them. How do you lose to Nottingham Forest at home, man? They're 19th in the table. Like, how do you comprehensively lose to that team? It's just hilarious to see what is happening. The first goal was debatable again, whether you're blocking the view of the keeper. But the second goal that Murillo scored, which was ruled out for handball for whatever reason, I still don't get it. They didn't even go to VAR. They didn't do a replay. They didn't do shit. It just was ruled out as handball when it didn't even touch his hand. But yeah, I know Liverpool fans will say, hey, it's all about the angles and it's okay. We shouldn't have conceded the first goal. So second goal being ruled out was just leveling the playing field, all that rubbish. But that game, it was just funny, dude. Um, it's clear that what's his name, Arne Slot, has absolutely no idea what to do with the team. He's losing 2-0, 3-0. He just throws everything in the kitchen sink. He just throws the kitchen sink into the game. He just takes out defenders, puts literally every attacker that he has on his roster onto the pitch. And everyone's just dog shit. Like, I'm sorry, Liverpool fans, but they were just dog shit. You've just got to agree. All this new Rio Ngumo, whatever his name is, he's going to be the next savior. He got 1 goal against Newcastle. He was so poor yesterday, but again, he's 16 years old, right? He was just shit, unfortunately. Isak continues to not be the player that he was at Newcastle. Salah went absent. Salah was actually pretty good yesterday, to be honest. At least in the first half, he was actually pretty okay. They did dominate for a portion of the game, but then once that first goal went in, the writing was on the wall. Liverpool didn't look like a team that will ever come back from that. So it was awesome. At least my Saturday started off really well. And then the icing on the damn cake, Manchester City losing to Newcastle, the derby of the oils, so to speak, the Saudi derby. What do I say about that game? It was entertaining, yes. There was more wrestling that was happening on the pitch that Newcastle were doing compared to actually playing football. But to be fair to them, they should have converted a whole host of chances that they got. This absolutely useless piece of shit, Walter Matter, had so many chances in the first half. Like, he can't score with his leg, by the way. He can only score with his head. And even that, he was shooting straight at Donnarumma. Absolute junk bond of a player he is. Gets the hype for whatever reason from Newcastle fans. But the second goal that Newcastle scored, debatable. It looked offside. Like VAR showed something that proved that it was not onside. It was onside. I honestly, I don't know. At this point, VAR is so bad. Like you just have to be like, you know what, you will try to just. It's VAR is like one of those people that gets invited to your party, but you don't actually want them there. And like you invite them, but you don't. You're hoping that they don't show up. They do fuck up every single game. It's there's no consequence to them. It's just sad, dude. It's pathetic. But anyway, I love the fact that Bruno Guimaraes, just before the international break, apologized to the Newcastle fans and said, "You guys deserve better. We'll do better," and all of that. And then he backed it up with a steely display against City and got the win that Arsenal fans needed out of all people. So really thankful, Bruno. For once, I don't absolutely hate you, and I don't wish that I don't want to call you a scum because you helped us out. Cheers, buddy. Oh, amazing, amazing. So we were what do I say? We were just so good today, seeing Liverpool and City losing, just the cherry on the icing on the cake. Chelsea now number 2 in the table, but I don't expect them to be there. They're wildly inconsistent, and if and when. Let me be confident. It's been so long that I've actually had the confidence that Arsenal can go and win games that. For once, now I am confident that we will win. When we beat them, then there's going to be another team that will so-called fight for the title against us. So just waiting for next Saturday. Then Saturday, Sunday, whenever. I think it's Super Sunday, Arsenal versus Chelsea, but let's see what happens in that game. I do want to talk about one thing though. Or actually, you know what, before we get into that, let's talk about some of the other Premier League fixtures that happened this weekend. I know there's United versus Everton, but then again, nobody apart from those two clubs cares about them, so they can go ahead and fight it out. Chelsea beat Burnley away. A lot of controversy in that game as well, with the handball and not being given and all of that. Very weird, but yeah, Chelsea with the early kickoff beating Burnley. West Ham actually bottling a 2-goal lead against Bournemouth. That was actually pretty surprising, because after 2-0, you would have expected West Ham to win, but Burnley aren't a pushover team, so it was great to see them come back. Brighton beating Brentford again mid-table clash. Fulham getting a result against Sunderland, which I think actually is actually pretty good for Fulham, right? Not that they're fighting for anything or it means anything, but Sunderland have been in such a good run of form that beating them, I think, even though it's at home, I think will give Fulham a lot of impetus going into the holiday period. They are on like what 15th in the table right now. Very easily could get dragged down into the relegation dogfight, but these are the sort of games you want a mid-table club like Fulham to win. And yeah, they got the win, they got the clean sheet. So all good there. Sunderland might be ruining the fact that they couldn't get a result at Fulham because they're actually high flyers right now. But yeah, Wolves versus Crystal Palace, no surprises. Wolves losing as usual. They might. I actually, this is interesting for me because after 12 games, Wolves have 2 points. They are on track to be as bad as Southampton last season and Derby County the year that they got 11 points, whichever year that was 7, 8, 9, whatever. And it's written like one club going down is going to be Wolves. There is no two ways around it. Too many manager changes and things like that. So yeah. Now, let's talk about this one thing I wanted to talk about, which I'm finding really funny nowadays. As you can probably understand, most of you who follow football will have a variety of friends who support rival clubs. But there is something really funny that's happening. A lot of my friends, they support Liverpool. Some of them support Manchester United. Some of them support Chelsea. Some of the ones who just started off following football recently, they're all City supporters. What is funny, without missing a beat, every week I get a message from someone that says, "Hey, watch your back. This team is going to get you." So 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, it was Liverpool. But then a couple of weeks ago, when Liverpool really started losing, and then when City beat Liverpool, it started becoming, "Oh, now watch your back. Now see, like Pep has already done this twice to you guys. Now he's surely going to steamroll you." And then to add to their joys, short-lived, I might say, it turned out Sunderland drew against Arsenal. They didn't even beat us. They drew with a last-minute goal. And the amount of shit I was given for the last 2 weeks, the wheels are coming off. Arsenal cannot sustain this. They thought they were some big shit trying to get to the clean sheet record. You're never going to beat United's 14, 15 clean sheets. And everyone was like, "Oh, now you watch City will just rampage to the title again." And Arsenal, as usual, will walk away with nothing. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride nonsense that I kept hearing. And it's so funny because yesterday, after City lost, Right now, when Chelsea are second in the table, I started getting saying, "Watch your back, Chelsea are out to get you." And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, it makes absolutely no sense that you guys just keep ass licking other teams to just say, hey, Arsenal will lose. Like, stick to your club, stick to your football team. They all suck right now. Just take the L and walk. I have another friend who's a United fan and he sends me this message. Like, I'm not lying to you. The last 4 weeks, he sent me messages with where he says, I'm supporting some club or the other. It's always some other club and not United because he knows United are dog shit. Right? He knows United are going nowhere. And it's just so funny. He sends me, like, he literally sent me a message saying, I hope Sunderland win the league. Like, what? I mean, it could be the brain of a United fan at this point, but that's just so ridiculous. But anyway, I hope all you guys continue to support whichever team is second every other week. That second, third, fourth keeps changing. Go ahead, support them. At the end of the day, when we win the league, I will have the last laugh. I might be saying all this too quickly, but dude, at this point, if I don't say it, I don't know when else I'll say it. It's been like 20 years since I've been able to say this. So yeah, so that's what is happening. I am super happy this weekend. Hopefully this continues and we will catch you guys back in the after the midweek game or maybe after the next weekend's game. Ciao.